Unnamed grief is still grief. It just has nowhere to land. Friendship grief, the specific loss of intimacy, without incident, because nothing happened, something settles. And you stop calling it nothing. But because you stop gaslighting yourself about the whole thing, about what you're feeling, that is real. And you do not need a falling out to justify it. You do not need a clear reason. The loss of the intimacy over time without incident is one of the most common and least spoken about griefs that women navigate. There's a friendship you have had for years. You are still in contact with the person, you still send each other messages or other things, and you still show up for the big moments, on paper anyway. And nothing is wrong, but somewhere in the last few years, the conversations, they've stopped going anywhere real. You can't tell when it happened. There was no argument, no falling out, no moment you could point to and say that's where it changed. It just quietly became something different. And you are grieving it in a way you cannot explain to anyone. Because when you try, people don't know what to do with it. But you're still friends, right? Is what they'll ask, and you're like, yeah. Did something happen? No. And that no is the loneliest part. Stay with me. Let me be specific about what this feels like. You still have the friendship. The history is real. The love is real. But you sit across from someone you have known for 20 years plus, and somewhere in the conversation, you notice that you are not really talking. You're talking, but you're catching up. You're exchanging updates. You are performing a friendship that used to be something else. And you leave feeling more alone than before you arrived. And that is a specific kind of loneliness. And it is one of the hardest to name because there is no villain in the story. Nobody did anything. Nobody did anything wrong. Life happened. People got busy. Priorities changed. You both changed. Just not necessarily towards each other. And grief requires a reason. Or so we've been taught. Someone died, a relationship ended, something was taken. Those are things you are allowed to grieve because there is a clear before and after. But this is a friendship that is technically still alive and quietly not what it was. And the grief sitting inside that has no ceremony, no moment to mark it, no one to call and say, I think I lost something. Because from the outside, nothing is gone. So you carry it alone. And you start to wonder if you are being dramatic, if you are asking too much. If friendships just do this over time and the expectation on depth was always unrealistic, or was it? You are not being dramatic. What if you had language for this? Not to fix it, not necessarily to have a conversation with said friend about it, though sometimes that's exactly the right thing. But just language, a name for the specific thing you have been carrying around. Because here is what I know. What I know about grief that has no name is that it doesn't go away. It just goes sideways. It shows up as irritability, and you can't explain it, as a low background feeling of disconnection, as a quiet ache every time you see something that reminds you of who you two used to be to each other. Unnamed grief is still grief. It just has nowhere to land. And when you can name it friendship grief, the specific loss of intimacy, without incident, there's nothing happened, something settles. And not because the friendship changes, but because you stop gaslighting yourself about the whole thing, about what you're feeling. And you stop calling it nothing. And you start giving it the space it deserves. Here is part of what makes this so difficult. The people in your life that don't have a framework for it either, if you told someone you were grieving a friendship, that is technically still intact. Most people wouldn't know what to do with that. They would try to fix it. They would ask if you had talked to her about it. They would suggest you plan a trip together. Make some time together. Make more effort. Find time, and those suggestions come from care. Yes, they do. Finding time to do that. But they've missed the point entirely, because sometimes the distance in a friendship is not a problem to be solved. Sometimes two people just grow in directions that no longer overlap. Sometimes the version of you that needed that particular friendship at that particular time is not who you are now. And the friendship held many things that were beautiful. Yes, they did. Genuinely. But it doesn't quite hold who you are now. And that is a loss worth grieving. Even if she's still in your phone, even if you're still in her life, even if nothing technically ended. There is also something else here that I want to name directly. Women are not taught to grieve friendships. We're just not. We are taught to maintain them, to invest in them, to show up for them. We are not taught that sometimes a friendship runs its full course, and that is not a failure, it's a completion. And when you are the one who has changed, when you are the one who has grown past the version of yourself the friendship was built on and built around, there can be guilt sitting underneath the grief, like you did something wrong by becoming someone different. And you didn't. Growing is not a betrayal, not of her, not of who you used to be together. When you give this grief its proper name, here is what becomes available to you. You stop spending energy trying to figure out what went wrong. Because nothing went wrong. Life moved. You both moved. The friendship became what it became. And you stop performing closeness you no longer feel, which is exhausting. Exhausting in a way that's hard to articulate. Showing up to something and working to feel something that used to arrive naturally. That takes more out of you than most people realize. And you create space to grieve what this friendship was. Space to appreciate what it still is, because often something is still there. It is still there, even if it's different. And a chance to notice who in your life right now is actually meeting you where you are. Who knows the current version of you? Who the conversation with actually goes somewhere. Because here is what I see in women who are sitting in this particular loneliness. They are often so focused on the friendship that has grown quiet that they haven't fully turned towards the connections that are available to them right now. Not as a replacement, but as a recognition that the longing for depth, for being truly known, is real and valid and worth pursuing. Just maybe not only in the direction of what used to be. So here is what I want to offer you. Stop calling it nothing. If you have been carrying a quiet grief about a friendship it's changed, that is real, and you do not need a falling out to justify it. You do not need a clear reason. The loss of the intimacy over time without incident is one of the most common and least spoken about griefs that women navigate. And navigating it in silence, telling yourself you're being dramatic, reminding yourself that nothing technically happened, that is not the same as being okay. That is just postponement. Second thing, give yourself the same grace you would give a friend who's going through the exact same thing that you're feeling. If she sat across from you and said, I'm grieving a friendship and I don't even know how to explain it, you would not tell her she was being dramatic. You would not ask, well, what went wrong? And you would say, I hear you. That sounds hard. And it makes sense that it hurts, of course. Say that to yourself. And third, notice who in your life right now actually knows you. Not the history version of you, not the version of you that you were performing for people who knew you before, the current you, the woman you are right now, in this season, in this life, asking these questions. That person deserves to be known. And there are people in your life or people available to you who can do that. Sometimes grief is a signal. It's not about what we've lost, but about what we're hungry for. And you are allowed to be hungry for depth. You are allowed to want to be known. That is not too much to ask. If this resonated, if you've been carrying something like this and not quite had the words for it, stay close. And if you're in a season where the loneliness feels bigger than just one friendship, where you're asking, who actually knows me right now? Come and talk to me. Let's talk about this, because I know in this season, this is a real thing. I'm Lee, and I'll see you in the next one.